Hey Bravehearts, how you doing? I'm Dr. Darrell Wolf and I'm here in Bonita, Florida. Right now we're teaching the Wolf Non-Surgical Certification. Okay, would you ever like to become a Wolf Non-Surgical Certified Body Worker? I don't care if you've never had any experience. Do you have passion? Do you have purpose? Understand, we have people taking our Wolf Non-Surgical certification from all over the world. When I say all over the world, I mean it. And when I say that, it's medical doctors, chiropractors, naturopaths, it's housewives, accountants, it's people that are coming directly out of college or out of school. I'm going to tell you something right now. You are what you've been looking for. Do not believe in what they say. You do not have to go to school for years, go into hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. Okay, we call it play it forward. People will come and take our whole world, new world practitioner training 3 times. And by the time they're done, they're like 1/3 of the way onto getting a doctorate. That's right, a doctorate in natural medicine. You could do this. You can do this. Do not believe their BS. Do not believe their BS, okay? The government wants you to think that you're too dumb to look after yourself, okay? Too dumb to feed yourself or look after your family. Whenever your family's in pain, what do they tell you? Don't touch them. Don't do anything. Let the specialists do it. Understand something. You are the specialist. You are the practitioner. You are the doctor you've been looking for. I want to go through with something here. There's a lady from Alabama. Okay, and she called me this morning, and I might have her on a show just to show you how real I am, okay? And that I don't cut anybody out, and I definitely do not BS. Do you understand? We give a money back guarantee no matter what the condition is, even if you're booked for surgery. Let me just get this up for you right now, okay? I want to show you this. I don't know how well you'll see it, okay? But this woman here, Dr. Wolf, you can tell a lot from a picture. I've managed to reduce the size of my knots, okay, because understand something, everybody. She watches my stuff, okay? And she understands that if you want different, you've got to do different. If you want the best in life, then you're going to have to not follow the herd. You can't go to the same schools that everybody went and got schooled, ruled, and fooled. And understand that right now. There is no government-approved school that I would ever go to. All right? You need to understand that, whether it would be naturopathic college, whether it would be any type of school that they sanction. It would not happen. And understand something. People say, well, are you approved by the government, Dr. Wolf? I'll say no, but we are approved by some of the biggest organizations in the world, and I'll be putting that up on my website to prove to you that you can go from being a patient to a practitioner all the way to getting your doctorate in indigenous medicine and natural medicine with us. And guess what? I don't care what everybody else says. He's not a real doctor. Well, no, I'm not a real medical doctor, and I didn't get my doctorate through the regular channels that other people did. I did not go to school, naturopathic school, for 4 years because I didn't want to, okay? And the reality is this, is at the end of the day, you can think I'm cocky or whatever you want to call it, but I don't know anybody else out there that gives a money-back guarantee for the first treatment they do on anyone, even if they're booked for surgery, a money-back guarantee on all consultations, a money-back guarantee on trainings and on treatments and on certifications. Okay, that's us. So let's get that out of the way right now, okay? All right, let's take a look at this beautiful lady here. Now, she's from Alabama. Now, understand something. Why do I talk so bold and hold the line? Because guess what? Everybody else out there, almost everybody, thinks that there is only a hopeless situation, that they're going to have to what? Listen to the BS, the dysfunctional BS out there, and get a bolt, get a screw, get a plate, get a rod, get a mesh, get a stent, get a rod, get a knee replacement, get a hip replacement, get a pacemaker. The pacemaker thing is the biggest BS I've ever heard in my life. Don't you dare go to a doctor with anxiety where your heart is skipping a beat because of lack of oxygen or lack of trace minerals, because then they're going to go, your heart just can't seem to work right. So now we're going to have to put a pacemaker in you. Isn't that something? Let me tell you something, okay? Anybody can be programmed to do anything or sell anything. I'm going to be doing a one a day, and it's going to be, what is your breaking point from being a human being to a human doing? And now, how much would it take for you to sell yourself out? Okay, that's not the topic today, but the reality is everybody's selling themselves out and selling themselves out by the pound. I went to see my surgeon today, and he said that I'm going to have to get surgery probably in 6 months to a year. Well, I will tell you, in 6 weeks to 3 months, I'll give you a guarantee that we will reduce 90% of your pain and suffering. And guess what? In 9 months to 2 years, you'll have a complete turnaround. But come on, 6 weeks to 3 months, and you've been dragging your leg around. You couldn't lift your arm up. You feel old, and everybody feels old because guess why? They feel old because you've got beef jerky. Go to the store, the corner store, which I will never go into a corner store, never support a corner store, even if it's owned by a family, because the only thing in there is poison. But why don't you just go there, go to the supermarket, buy yourself a piece of beef jerky and chew on that. And guess what? When you're done chewing on that, just understand that's what's left over inside of you every surgery you get. And for those of you who need surgery, you've already got beef jerky in you. Okay, here, let me show you this. Okay, and how are you? And just know that you're loved. Okay, and no matter who you are, and no matter where you are, and no matter what you think of me, I love you anyway, and you can take that to the bank. Because I learned one thing, and I learned this years ago. I will not hate anything. I won't hate broccoli, and I won't hate you. How's that? All right, let me show you this picture. Let me read it. Dr. Wolf, can you tell a lot from a pic? I managed to reduce the size of knots, still the pain. I can hardly deal with it. Okay, I've got a problem from C1 to T3. She's 61 years old, and guess what? I talked to her this morning. And I'll tell you exactly what I said to her. I said, listen, Anna, if you could be here right now, in 25 minutes, I would give you back 80 to 90% of your life, because I would take away 80 to 90% of your pain. Oh, I just want everybody out there that would like to shut me up or shut me down to come on my show. I would like you to send me anybody out there that's a practitioner, medical doctor, or a chiropractor that doesn't believe in what I'm saying. Call me up at 469-861-8884, because I'm going to shout this out from the rooftops and from the world that nobody needs a cane, a walker, a wheelchair. They don't need to go to hospice. They don't need to have pieces cut out of their body. God created the most amazing gift for us called the human body. And then when you learn how to love and care for that body, you will not be a piece of beef jerky or have it anywhere in your body. And I'm going to explain that to you. But here, let me show you this picture. Give me 1 second. Might be hard to see, but I'll put it up. After I do this, I'll put it up on Facebook. I don't know how to do it on Instagram. I'm a bit of a cripple. So here, if you can see it, I don't know if you can see it. This is the picture of her. Okay? Now, if you can't see it, let me explain, okay? So what happened is, all right, so she got surgery. She has a rod, okay, from C2. Okay, now your C1 is that bump you have at the top, guys, okay? Is the bump you have at the top. Now, that's C1. Now, around C1, you'll find out that you're going to build up crystallization and scar tissue and calcium. That's why most people have trouble with their necks, okay? And because they're stressed out all the time, you're going to create beef jerky right here in your neck, which means that you're going to lock down your vagus nerve, which means you're not going to be able to dump dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins in your body properly, okay? And this is because you're in fight, fright, or flight, and you've died a million deaths because you created the illusion, okay? Now, of dying. Well, that's what they do. I mean, it's so easy to scare people. I mean, I could get on here and terrorize people that easy if I wanted to. God knows, maybe I'm doing it already. What do you think? So anyways, so now what they did was, is they said to her, and I'm going to tell you something right now. I will bring her on a show if she'll let me. And I will prove to you that if she would have came to me or one of my practitioners, she would not have a rod, a 6-inch rod in her spine. Do you get this? I'm going to tell you something. Surgeons do surgery. Physicians sell drugs. Are you getting this? I'm not downing them. That's what they do. Dr. Wolf, he doesn't sell hope. He sells courage and faith, and he teaches patients to become practitioners. End of story. Go ahead. You know, everybody wants to, not everybody, a lot of people want to find out, what's he really up to? What's he trying to do here? What's his game? What's his scam jam? I don't have one. Go to my library and go into Reverse the Irreversible and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Tell me that I'm not logical. I'm not going to tell you I'm a genius. I'm going to tell you I'm logical. I'm going to tell you that I have integrity and I'm honest. That's what I am. And I don't do it for you. I do it for that which created me. Do you understand? And let's make this really clear today. Okay, so when I come on here, I mean business, and it's called self-care and self-love. And guess what? I want you to walk away from me and all my practitioners knowing how to do what they do, knowing how to look after yourself, okay, so that you can look after yourself and your family, or at least shine the light on your family and give them a chance. So let's talk about this lady. Here it is. You could have 10 people and they all could have gotten the same surgery. Somebody who goes into this surgery and they're very nervous and terrified, of course it's going to have more scar tissue. Now, the more angry or the more loving the surgeon is will depend on how much scar tissue is going to be in there. Because guess what? Intention is everything. And I'm going to tell you something. It doesn't matter. You want to go in and cut the spine from C1 all the way down to T4? And then you're going to cut in there and you're going to put a rod in there. We're not talking about a little sliver in your hand that might cause a little bit of pus. We're talking about a rod that's always going to irritate. And when it irritates, it inflames and it's going to continually create scar tissue. I so wish she wasn't in Alabama, because if she was here, I would do her for free right now. I'd bring her on and we would do it, and I would prove that in 15 to 25 minutes, I would take away all her pain, or 90% of it. Now you can say, nobody can do that. Well, I can. And it's not because I'm a genius. It's not because I'm special. It's because guess what? Almost all body workers out there have been diluted and twisted. They don't know that it's actually calcium that they're dealing with. It's displaced calcium from the bones. They don't know that, guess what? With irritation, you get inflammation, and with inflammation, you get scar tissue formation. And every time that this lady feels stiffness and pain, she's getting more scar tissue made. Remember the beef jerky? You know what she said to me this morning? I can't move. I'm so tight. Well, guess what? That scar tissue is doing what? Well, from C1 to T4, it's choking off her spinal column. Your spine was not made to just keep you walking straight. It was to protect the spinal column, because your spinal fluid collects information from your whole body, goes to your brain. Once it goes to your brain is a chemist and it's a computer. So it decides on what chemicals and hormones it's going to send to different parts of your body. And then it goes in to try to create balance and support and healing. Listen to me. She's got 2 fists tight around her spine, stopping the spinal fluid from carrying information, because your spine carries more light, more information, more communication than any other fluid in the body. And it's a chokehold. It's choking off her spine. And every one of you, when a chiropractor says, you know what, I'm going to straighten out your spine because then it'll flow better, you'll feel better, they're absolutely right. But if you're going to a chiropractor every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, then they're absolutely wrong. Because guess what? They don't realize that when you get scar tissue in your tendons and ligaments and muscles, it shortens them, and it also thins them out. you still have the same amount of fiber, but they're dehydrated. Okay, if I were to put a burger on the barbecue and invite you over, and then we go over there and we sit down having a couple Coronas, and we get a little bit talking, and we forgot about the burger, what happens to the burger if it sits there too long? It dehydrates. Do you know what you're made out of? You are a big burger. And guess what? The more you stress yourself, the more you freak out, the more you dump the adrenaline, the cortisol, you are burning yourself up. And understand something. Hey, Grandpa, why are you walking so stiff there? Oh, are you okay? You look like you're in pain. No, I'm doing just fine. Because he used to be in pain all the time, but then so much inflammation created all this scar tissue. Now it's wrapped around his nerves. And then people go to me, Dr. Wolf, I've got stenosis. They're going to do surgery on me because I've got stenosis, which means that part of the nerves going through my spine is dead. I call BS. And I call any surgeon to come on my show. I call BS. Every time that I get somebody that has stenosis in their spine and they've got no feeling anymore, and it's actually causing drop foot or a problem down their leg, we'll go in there, and guess what we'll do? We'll use Wolf non-surgical, which we do everywhere in the body, right from non-surgical facelift to abdominal lift to a pelvic release to when we work on someone's spine and we do an hour-and-a-half spinal treatment, hour to an hour and a half, guess what? That person, if they lost 2 inches in height, we will give them back 1 inch to 1.5 inches. Yeah, you got it. Because the cartilage got dehydrated and inflamed. So it didn't lose anything. It just got dehydrated. Just like when you buy beef jerky, it was 1 inch thick. When you buy it, it's 1/4 inch. Do you get it? Dehydration. All the fiber's still there. So when I work on somebody that has stenosis in their spine and lost their feeling, and it's the nerves are dead, no, it's the same thing as if I got a water hose and I go and I step on it, the water can't get through. I get my foot off the ding-dang hose and the water comes through. Well, as soon as I go in with Wolf non-surgical, a technique that you use your elbow on a 45-degree angle to open up the fibers, to let the light in, to let the lymph flow, to let the blood flow, to let the nutrition in, let the toxins out. Bam! What happens is we didn't break up and scar tissue's floating through your body, okay, or the calcium's all floating through your body, because as soon as we loosen up the calcium, it creates ions that brings the calcium back into your bones. People don't talk about this. There's no real science. There's no real health in schools, all the way through even to medical school. It's all a bunch of BS, and that's what it is. And you know what? Your family's going to the chop shop, because guess what? It's all about robotics now. It's all about bolts, screws, bolts, rods, stents, you name it, hip replacement, knee replacement. Come on, please. Did you forget who created you? Did you forget who created you? Let me tell you something. My phone number is 469-861-8884. I will call you back. If you really want to take a different route, you can call me. If you really wanted to, you could call me and say, Dr. Wolf, guess what? I want to learn this, and I want to have my family learn this. We will send my son in the world to a clinic. He will go to your home, and he will be there for 7 days, and he will teach you how to work on yourself, your family, your friends, or you can come and take a certification from us. We're doing a world tour. For the next 8 months, I'm doing a world tour again. I'm going to be in 7 different countries. Now, understand something. If you don't want to take massive personal action, and know that God gifted you the body. He didn't gift it to me, your body. He didn't gift it to a surgeon. He didn't gift it to a drug dealer. Okay? If you don't want to learn how to love and care for yourself, it's going to be a big problem. Now let's talk about this lady. So here we got from from C1 all the way down to T4. Now, I'm telling you, and I said this earlier, I will spend 25 minutes working on that area, and she will feel like she's got total range of motion and she'll have no pain in there. Then what she's going to do is she's going to use a clapper. This clapper, please go to my library and look at Clapping for Life. And then look at how I talk about clapping all the way from COVID to any part of your body. any part of your body, any bump or lump. Did you watch the Real People, Real Healing just 2 days ago? I have a gentleman with a nickel-sized cancer on his face. I got him DMSO, I gave him frankincense, okay, and I gave him a clapper. I told him what to do, and guess what? Are you ready? Are you ready? In 3 months, he went back. His oncologist could not find the cancer. Did you get that? He spent money on a clapper, DMSO, okay, and frankincense and C60, MC2L C60. And then he had me backing him up. Do you understand that? Okay, and I was there for him. And guess what? He came on. The proof is in the pudding. I don't need anybody to lie for me. Just because you haven't heard it before doesn't make it a lie. And if you want to keep on doing what everybody's doing, then you're going to get what everybody's getting. And you need to get that too, because that's the way it goes. It's not going to change. It's not going to change because corporations now own the health world. Okay, and it's not healthcare. There's only one healthcare, and that's self-care. So, what does she need to do? Well, this lady with the spine problem is going to need to put DMSO gel just lightly on the scar tissue area 3 times a day. But before she does it, you know what she's going to do? I have a long-handled skin brush. Oh, by the way, as soon as I quit, I'm taking a 10-minute break, and then I'm going to go show you how to use what I call one-shot, okay? One-shot therapy along with clapping, and I'm going to show you how to get beautiful feet. I'm going to show you how you can get rid of all your foot problems, okay? That's only if you want to take massive personal action, but then you'd actually have to love yourself and not feel guilty spending time. You'd not feel guilty spending time with yourself, actually. So that will be a big problem for most of you because you've been taught that to look after yourself is selfish. And understand something, that's actually going to kill you. And if it's not going to kill you, you are going to suffer for years and years. And that's it. I have foot issues also. I'll be back on as soon as I do this. I need a 10-minute break. And we'll go into the shade, and then I'll set up because I need to set it up. I have a few numb toes. I wish I knew what was causing it. Crystallization, calcification, scar tissue formation. And guess what? If you've got numb toes, that means that you would actually need to do your ankle, where your ankle joint is, and you'd have to go in there, and I'm going to show you how to go in there. Is that okay? That's why you've got them. You are crystallizing, you are calcifying, and you're turning into a piece of beef jerky, whether it's your foot, whether it's your shoulder, whether it's your spine, whether it's your face. There's no difference. Nobody talks about this. This is the craziest thing. Oh, you know what? Nobody even wants to come up against me anymore. I used to have people a few years ago, they'd come on and they would go, hey, you know what? You don't know what you're talking about, because it was new. You know, just think about this. You can go to school for 4 years to get your doctorate in something natural and come out and not even know that scar tissue, calcification, and crystallization is what every stiffness is, what every joint problem is, and what every fibroid and every tumor is made out of. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. And guess what? You can't have pain, you can't have swelling, you can't have stiffness, you can't have inflammation in your body unless one of these things are creating a dam. Yeah, a damn mess. It's cutting off the circulation. If you had perfect circulation, you'd have perfect health, you'd have perfect energy, you'd be like me at 67 years old, and watch me when I'm 77 and 87 and 97, and then find out if I'm really glad you could join me today. You know what? I look after myself. I will never need the medical system. If I were to have a sports injury or something, I would go there. They're the best at what they do. But the reality is, if you tell me that your medical doctor is your doctor, then you're not even awake yet. Because that means that you are a drug addict that likes to be cut into. Seriously? Do you think that's called somebody emotionally balanced? Yeah, but I didn't know better. That's right. When you don't know better, you can't do better, and it's not your fault. But you better start making other choices and other decisions. And don't give me this God thing if you don't understand that your body can heal from pretty well everything. And I don't know anything it can't, but understand something. Your beliefs make and shape you. Your personality creates your reality. And if you want to think like the majority, you're going to get what the majority gets. So anyways, this lady should put DMSO lightly on her back here where the scar is at least 3 times a day. She should also be putting on there what's called Pain Away Essential Oil. And she will do that every few minutes, like every half an hour. Okay, what else is she going to do? She's going to do what's called the crab stretch. I made this up. If she goes and does the crab stretch, it's in my do-it-yourself guide. And if you go in there, you'll see length and strength and detox and tone video where I'm sitting beside a pool and I show all my exercises. But if she goes and does the crab stretch maybe 2 times a day and she does it with love and she connects to the lion heart breathing and she breathes into the blockage here and she breathes in, she stretches that out lightly. So understand, this is what she needs to do. But here's the deal. I guarantee you that most of you are so bloody scared to touch your family, to touch yourself. It worked, didn't it? It worked. They scared you off. It's not your body, it's their body, where they'll say, we'll keep an eye on it for you, and then they'll wait until something gets bad enough, and then they can cut into it, or you're in so much pain that they'll give you drugs, which cut off the gut-brain connection, and that means your good bacteria can no longer send information about pain to your brain. So now you've cut that off, but you're still on fire, baby, and that's why you go from pain to inflammation, to scar tissue formation, then calcification, and now you are a walking brick because you had to pull all that calcium from your bones because you're so bloody on fire. And if you didn't use the calcium, which alkalines your blood and your tissues, then guess what? You would be mutated and you'd have what they call cancer, which I call stage 4 inflammation. And then you'd, oh, see? So there it is. We're going to be traveling all over the world. I'm giving free lectures. If you'd like to come, I give all these free talks all the time. They're called Real People, Real Healing, where people come on and get a consult from me, and they do it live. And because I tell them that if you come on and share your story, there are so many people that are in desperation and they're going to do really stupid things. So if you want a consult from me, you'll have to do it live. And people go, oh, well, that's not fair. Well, yes, it is, because we're supposed to be a family. Okay? We're supposed to be a family. And we're supposed to be a family. That's right. There are no colors. There are no religions. There are no languages. Okay? There are just spirit beings having a physical adventure called Planet Earth, a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure. So that's what it's all about. And guess what? I'm going to rock this thing every day and every moment. So it doesn't matter if you like me, you don't like me, I love you anyway. But understand this. Go into my library. It's free to the world. There's not a library that anybody has spent that much money on and made it free. Right now I'm spending $160,000. I haven't made all the money yet. That's why I'm doing the tour. Because I'm doing the tour to make the money. Okay, I'm not asking for, I will never ask for anybody to give me money. I can make it, okay? I am abundant. And I'm building a $160,000 app called Braveheart Nation. That 80 to 90% of it is all free. All free. There will be people all around the world coming on this app that speak different languages, that do different things than me. Okay? And I'm going to tell you something right now. We will come together as a Braveheart Nation. And guess what? All the haters and the naysayers, they'll just float away down the river. You know what? That's what you do. Oh, look, there's a turd. Don't focus on it. Focus on your passion. Focus on you. Stay in the present moment. Go dust off the gift that God gave you and go gift the world. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Listen, I'm not a fool, and you may think I am, but nothing scares me. I am not intimidated by anything, and nothing scares me. Every day is a gift. Every moment is a gift, and your power is in the present moment. So if you don't want to connect to your lion heart breathing, put a slight smile on your face, your shoulders back, and mind your own business, then guess what? you will become part of the corporation business. So you are good enough. You are smart enough. And you can heal. Okay? And that is the only thing that you need to understand. So I'm going to keep coming on. My next really big thing I'm doing is in Ixtapa, Mexico, at the Cala del Mar. It's a 4-diamond resort. You don't have to stay there. You could stay somebody and pay $35 or higher, and you can come to Ixtapa, Mexico, and you can come to take my whole life coach certification. That'll change your whole life. Whether you want to become a practitioner to actually get paid to do emotional consultations, nutritional, creating the perfect day, or you want to come and take our Wolf Non-Surgical and get certified and understand something, you'll have me backing you. Why don't you talk to the other practitioners that take our courses? It never ends. We do about 3 trainings free a week for them. We put them on a world map. Okay, I come to your town, I help to lecture, we help to build you, we refer to you. Understand something. Guess what? The government will never own healthcare again. We are Braveheart Nation, and we are going to go around the world, and we're going to let everyone know they need to become their own practitioner. I want to see you before you leave Bonita. Well, Pam, give me a call at 469-861-8884, and let's talk about that. Okay? I guarantee if you do a training event in New Mexico, you're going to have a lot of people coming. So be here. Well, okay, so Sunshine, why don't you just call me at 469-861-8884, and let's talk about us coming to New Mexico. Let me tell you something. I just want to say something. I love my life. I love the world. I'm not trying to change a thing. I'm just trying to share what I have. I don't ever want to judge anything, because as soon as you do, you create this invisible jail. So I'm not going to do that. Okay, but just know this. I just want to live forever, because I just want to go all around the world and meet everybody that's a Braveheart, or who wants to become a Braveheart. And do you know what Braveheart means? Okay, I'll tell you what it means. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I close my eyes, I will love, honor, respect, protect myself first and foremost before anything else or anyone else. So help me God, because I am, I can, I'm healed, I'm love, I'm Braveheart. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to roar. And guess what? I'm going to cause everyone to dump dopamine and oxytocin and serotonin and endorphins in their body until they are healed. That's it. That's it. Braveheart Nation is not a business. Braveheart Nation is a movement. Okay? So get yourself moving here first. Okay? You need to do what? You need to what? You need to reprogram yourself, because you were programmed from 0 to 7 to become a robot. Like, that's not happening. Understand something. I'm not out to cause trouble. I'm just out to stir it up. I'll be back in 10 minutes. And you know what I'm out to stir up? The love that you have inside you. You have never felt love from anybody. They've only triggered the love that you have within your heart. Fill up your own heart. Become heart smart.